Overthinking affects pretty much everybody. It can feel like problem solving, but instead of being helpful, it steals so much time and energy, and it negatively affects your mood and self-esteem. In this video, I'll be showing you that overthinking is the problem, not the solution, and how to break free from the habit. I'm Dr. Jessamy Hibbard. I'm a clinical psychologist, and this channel is about getting under the surface of what people are really thinking and turning psychology into practical strategies that can improve your everyday life. If you've got any questions from this video, please put them in the comments below. I'm going to be doing a series of Q&As and I'd love to get your thoughts.
I overthink about climate change in particular.
It's very easy to get stuck in the worry of how can I pay all my bills this week.
I feel like I kind of push myself past my own boundaries sometimes. I'll go for hours and hours and hours pushing myself until I eventually hit like a wall.
Overthinking looks different for everybody. It might be replaying conversations, analysing a decision, or worrying about the future. But whatever your overthinking style, the feeling is the same, that your mind gets stuck on an endless loop and you can't break free. Most people think overthinking helps, that if they just think long enough about it, they'll understand their situation better, take control, feel happier, or avoid ever feeling like this again. This is the first and biggest mistake overthinkers make. You can't think your way out of a negative feeling. It's like digging to get out of a hole. When we ask ourselves endless why and what if questions, we move away from the original issue and into overgeneralizations, imagined scenarios, and unsolvable thoughts. Why did this happen? What's wrong with me? Why aren't I feeling happier? Before long, you're not thinking about what's happened, you're thinking about everything that's wrong in your life. But when we feel good, we rarely feel the need to do a deep dive analysis on all the things that are going well. Yet, when our mood's bad, we're looking at every single problem. In the next part of this video, I'll explain why that is. But if you want to go deeper into all of this, you can pre-order my book, The Overthinking Cure, which is linked below. The trouble is, we're pulled towards thinking about the negative. Thanks to evolution and survival of the fittest, we have an automatic threat focus. Try this exercise to see what I mean. I want you to take a moment to think about something good that happened. It could be passing an exam, finishing a project, getting some really nice feedback. Now, how long did you think about that for? How much did you go over it in your head? And how long did you stay in that feeling? Now, I want you to take a minute to think about something difficult or negative that happened. Maybe you made a mistake or failed. Maybe something didn't go as well as you want. Maybe you got some feedback that you weren't happy with. Now, how long did you think about that for? How much did you go over it in your head? And how long were you in that feeling for? I'm guessing you spent longer thinking about the negative than the positive. This exercise is a really simple way to see how we attend to information and think about things. From a survival point of view, it made sense, but when it comes to overthinking, it can cause us lots of problems. What do you get stuck overthinking?
The mind never switches off. Going through a messy divorce, and when I go to bed at night and the ideas come into my head and then they go round and round, I can't switch it off.
Decades of research shows that overthinking is linked to depression, stress, and anxiety. The BBC's Lab UK and University of Liverpool ran the biggest ever online test into stress to learn more about the impact of rumination, which is when your mind gets stuck overthinking the past. Nearly 40,000 people from 172 countries took part, and they found that rumination wasn't just a symptom of feeling low, it was one of its biggest causes. The research is clear. Overthinking is linked to unhappiness, and it's the root cause of many issues. It's not just that we get depressed or anxious and start overthinking. We get depressed and anxious because of overthinking. It amplifies problems, it damages self-esteem and self-worth, and it steals so much joy from your life. And the thing is, it's not neutral. The more you overthink, the worse you feel. And the worse you feel, the more you end up overthinking.
What we think about greatly affects our mood, doesn't it? So can get on that negative vibe a little bit, quite pessimistic sometimes, and it does bring my mood down.
Overthinking is best seen as a coping strategy gone wrong, developed in response to feeling vulnerable or exposed. It starts off as an attempt to manage how we're feeling, as a way to try and avoid discomfort and pain, or manage uncertainty. But with repetition, it becomes a habit. And like any habit, it then gets triggered automatically whenever we feel vulnerable. And just like other habits, it gives a short-term release and then makes everything worse.
What's the best piece of advice you've been given when it comes to overthinking?
I think, I can't remember the exact wording. It was accept what you can't change and change what you can't accept, because there's no point worrying about things that you can't do anything about, like such as going to uni. It's something I know I want to do, and the problems that come with it, I'll just have to face them when they come.
It might feel like you're trying to work things out, but I hope you're starting to see that that's simply not true. Overthinking is the problem, not the solution. The first step to overcoming overthinking is to simply notice when you're doing it. It sounds obvious, but you'd be amazed how many people slip into overthinking without even realizing. Once we're aware of what's happening, it gives us a choice. Awareness is the first step to breaking the cycle. Here's a quick way to tell if you're overthinking. Ask yourself, 1. Is this thinking helping me take action? 2. How do I feel after thinking about it? Better or worse? And 3. Do I feel clearer or more confused? If you're stuck, heavy, or less certain, it's not reflection, it's overthinking. When you notice you're overthinking, you're giving yourself a choice. Rather than letting overthinking drag you down, you can choose an alternative response. Each time you do that, you're retraining your brain to stop confusing thinking with solving. The good news is overthinking can be overcome, and when you do, it can radically change your life. Thanks for watching, be kind to yourself, and I'll see you soon.